Hello and welcome back to another Fire Emblem Cipher unboxing video. This time I have a set that I didn't think I could get my hands on, but I really wanted to, and no, it's not 21. It is Series 11, I believe, Glorious Twin Strike. And I kind of like the kanji for this, the name of the set. I feel like it's actually a visual pun on kanji, because these first ones for like sparkling or shining or glorious, it's two of the same kanji in a row, and each of those kanji is made up of two identically looking ranacles, so it kind of does look like two twins standing next to each other. Anyway, I might be reading too far into that. This set is the debut of Sacred Stones in Cipher, and it takes up half the set. The other half is Echoes and Warriors, interestingly enough. This was also the debut of Fire Emblem Warriors in Cipher. So that's gonna be kind of cool. So let's open this up. Basically, I really love Sacred Stones. The art style of it in particular I really like, so that's part of why I got this set. It also has like a fairly small roster of characters, but they're all very memorable, I find. So let's just go ahead and open this up. And let's just do that. The box is a little bit more damaged than the usual ones that I tend to get, but anyway, it still seems to be pretty solid. So it looks like there's a promo card here of Erica. Guess it also counts as a card from this set, which is interesting. There's no sleeves in this though, unfortunately. So yeah, Erica promo, and then oh, there's an Ephraim promo as well. That's kind of interesting. Like usually the promo cards are for the next series. Yeah, it just says it says original promotion card. It doesn't actually say Series 12 promotion card. So yeah, I thought I'd be getting like a Raging Deluge promo there, but those cards like aren't great anyway. I'm actually kind of preferring this to those usual promos, because they're just stock art of like one character with the card text of a card that will be in the next set. So again, I prefer this quite a bit. So we have Amelia. Is that like, yeah, that's Armor Knight Amelia. Some nice stained glass in the background too. Tana. Yeah, Tana's a character that I really like a lot, but I don't know how many other people like it. Faye, yeah, that's Pegasus Knight Faye. Ford, I think that is. Yeah, I think that's Ford. And Kyle. We get them in a row. I think they're kind of alright. Like, they're some of the least memorable Cain and Abel's to me, but I think they're still decent. And yeah, this is Warriors Marth. So the Warriors cards are distinguished by being in white, which means they're colorless, and so they don't require any specific category of bond cards to summon in the game. Not summon, this isn't Yu-Gi-Oh! Deploy. But yeah, I did not realize that Sacrificed Renea was in this set. Okay then, that is disturbing. Guess we're gonna have to make 3 piles for high normals. That's Rennick, yeah. Rennick stealing keys. So yeah, doesn't really need those if he promotes, but I guess it always helps to have extra door keys. Never know when you might need them. And that's Darius, I think it is. I have not played Warriors, so I'm not really too familiar with its story. Are you serious? Like, that looks embossed. Are you serious? Am I going to get a super rare in the first pack again? This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And hey, it's Alm. So this is actually a really interesting style of like art for a super rare card. I don't know if it's like, it's probably by a different artist to the main one of Echoes, but this is actually Conqueror Alm. So they go into overclasses for this set, but the interesting thing about the Conqueror class is that, well, I mean, Alm has it because Wildheart is his descendant, but it's called Orbadordo, or Overlord in Japanese. Oh, it looks like there's a deck list here too, for an Innis deck, I think, because I can put that over there. But yeah, that's the reason why Crom has it as a promotion option in Tokyo Mirage Sessions, because it's technically like a variant of Lord. I think I've said that many times before, but yeah, that's sort of the reason. Now, I'm going to do something weird for the sleeves in this set. These here are actually sleeves that I got at the 2017 Oceania International Championship, so they're technically kind of rare, but they are really the best non-matte sleeves that I have right now. And in these times, I can't exactly go out to a card shop and buy new, better sleeves. But yeah, I don't like using matte sleeves for super rares because I like to keep the shininess. So that will be what I do for these cards, for now at least. So, on to pack number 2. Still can't believe it. It's like, it's only been one opening so far that I haven't got a super rare on the first pack. Garrick. For some reason, I don't know why I kept calling Deke Garrick when I was doing FE6, but it's just, they are very similar. And there's Alm from the, I think that's actually recreating the box art of the original Gaiden, but in Echoes' art style, I think, because, like, it looks like there's a big Armonite behind him, which is kind of like, I don't know if that's true or not, but just to me, that's sort of what it looks like. Then there's Tana again. I skipped a few. Natasha and Joshua is best pairing. Fight me, Natasha and Seth, people. And Elise from Warriors. So yeah, that's why I was kind of confused why Elise was in this set at first, but yeah, it's because Warriors. So we'll be seeing a variety of different characters from, well, by variety I mean just from Awakening Fates and Shadow Dragon, because yeah. And that is Yuzu, I believe. Yuzu being represented as a red card, so I'll put her there. And hey, there's Joshua, speaking of which. Joshua flipping a coin. It is heavily implied that he rigged the coin toss when he joins the army, but yeah, Joshua's cool. And then, speaking of people who are cool, there's Python. That would be a high normal card. And this is a high normal? Yeah, sometimes, like, the one-cost, like, low-tier class versions of certain characters are actually rarer than their promoted versions or, like, alternate versions. And I think that's because you need a one-cost card to be your main character. This Erica also has a very extensive support skill here. Interesting. If I can read this, I think it says something along the lines of Jibun no... I think you draw a card if your attacking unit damages the opponent's main character. I think that's the first one. And the bottom one is Sibling Emblem. If you have, it looks like if you have an, if your battling unit is Ephraim, or if you have an Ephraim, oh, it just gets plus 20 attack. That's, yeah, that's pretty simple. And yeah, this is a rare card of Marth from Fire Emblem Warriors. So that's pretty cool. I actually am not really sure how Marth plays in Warriors at all, because, yeah, I don't really do much of Warriors. Yeah, Warriors is like... I've noticed that like, the majority of Warriors content I see online is primarily, like, focused on by Warriors fans and not by Fire Emblem fans. Just kind of, I've heard that it's a very good Warriors game, speaking of which, here's one of its main characters, Liana, I think. Rian, okay. I think it's actually slightly different to how Leanne from Tellius is written in Japanese, but yeah, Warriors is just, also here's promoted Joshua, which is cool. Yeah, I lost a lot of interest in it when I, found out that it was only going to be focusing on, like, 3 of the games, despite the fact that it has a huge, Fire Emblem has such a huge roster of characters to draw from. Anyway, there's Celica and Nilla. And there's Leo with some... Oh, there's a pirate in the background who's just been shot right in the chest. That is surprisingly... Well, I mean, you know, Fire Emblem's a war game, you expect violence, but I mean, that's surprisingly violent for just a static artwork. Especially in a set that also includes an Armonite carrying cake and tea. Yeah, that's Valjean, one of the Cipher original characters. Just a normal, though. Considered a GBA card, though. Oh, Soleil, yeah. I think people have reevaluated Soleil in terms of, like, his gameplay potential a lot better now. Like, he's not pent, but he's still pretty good from what I've heard. Yeah, there's... Anyway, I can go into that later. There's Kamui. who actually does have the exact same name as Corrin does in the Japanese version. And here's a card that, well, I mean, I was guaranteed to get due to the way boxes work, but I was just kind of, like, hoping that I'd get to anyway. This is Warriors Tiki before she activates her awakening. So, like, Tiki in Warriors fights in human form before she transforms. Apparently, she works similar to Young Link in Hyrule Warriors, but basically this is just Tiki punching somebody in the face with her Dragonstone. So, yeah, that's a pretty cool card. And then we have, oh, that's Naimi. I thought it was like Amelia for a second. I almost didn't even recognize who this was. Especially since this is Sniper Naimi, which you should never ever do because it's totally inferior to Ranger, I think. Yeah. That dome structure in the background reminds me of Fantasia, the movie, but, yeah, Sniper's like, oh, hey, I have a skill that makes me always hit. That's useful on a class that has a bajillion skill anyway. Yeah, if Sacred Stones was any harder, maybe Sure Strike would actually be kind of useful. I mean, it would be pretty effective in FE6 on like an Axe class or something. Oh, hey, here's Sakura from Warriors. Kind of wonder how she plays in Warriors, because, you know, a staff user. I think she does sort of use, like, bows and have more of her, like, priestess moveset. Oh, and this is interesting. I mean, it's kind of a disturbing card, because this is that moment in, that chapter, the first Fog of War chapter, where you have to save those civilians from the giant spider. And in the prototype version of Sacred Stones, there was no giant spider, and the boss just murdered them after Erika handed over her bracelet. So that's dark. But yeah, this is not one of those monster cards that you're allowed to have as many of them as you want in your deck, and you can have more than one on the field at once. 70 attack, too, for a 3-cost card is actually kind of dangerous. And apparently, if it performs a critical hit, I think it can't be evaded either. That's... Huh. Or, no, wait, maybe it can't perform critical hits or can't evade. There's a Zoo in there, like Deki Zoo. Deki is like can do, and then Zoo is, I think a Zoo suffix usually is negative, but, it's one that often confuses me when it comes to translating. Here is Leon, or Leon, or however. They're really inconsistent about that in Heroes sometimes. There's Bowie, burning a pirate. I thought that was Paula for a second, but no, that's Cyrene. But yeah, she just joined so late in Sacred Stones. It's just, you don't really get much of an opportunity to see her. And here's Lyn, who is like the only FE7 representation in Warriors for some reason. I still think, like, the most baffling thing about Warriors to me is that... Okay, I might say that later, because this is interesting. One thing that I actually do like about Warriors is that it has unique promotions for the people who were pre-promotes in their debut game. So this is Frederick as a Guardian Knight, which is his promoted version of Great Knight. I think Frederick is the only horseback unit in Warriors as well, as far as playable characters go, which is kind of weird. And that is, yeah, that's Kyle. Almost forgot him for a moment. He goes there, and then that is, Falcon Knight Claire. Oh, that's another super rare. Okay. Nonchalant super rare there, but, that's, yeah, he's called Shion in Japanese, but that's, Rowan, I think, in English. So yeah, even Warriors get some love with the super rares, but I have not got a Sacred Stones super rare yet, and that actually makes me kind of sad, because I love the Sacred Stones characters, and I was really wanting to get some of the Sacred Stones super rares in this set. I'm pretty sure, like, I know that Erika and Ephraim have them. I think Joshua has one as well. But what I was saying about Warriors in terms of, yeah, one of the most baffling things that I think about Warriors is that Celica is in it without Alm, and I find that incredibly bizarre. And it definitely feels like not only was Celica... This pack is being surprisingly stubborn. Not only was Celica, like, there's a lot of evidence of her being a late addition to Warriors, but, because she's a clone of Robin and Alm isn't in, but it also seems like Celica in Warriors was finalized before Echoes was completed, because much of the Warriors content from focused on Celica seems to draw more from the original Gaiden than from Echoes. Like, if you listen to the version of Twilight of the Gods that's in Warriors, it sounds very much like the original version, and it doesn't have any of the extra parts of that song that are in the Echoes version. Oh, there's Anna. Was she, like, paid DLC or free DLC for Warriors? I'm not sure. That is, I believe... No, that's Garcia. I thought that was a Warriors character for a second, but no, that's Garcia. Ironically, as, like, an actual warrior. And there's another Guardian Knight Frederick, and there is another Kyle, who I may have mistakenly put in the regular pile for, for Sacred Stones. And here is, Bude. Okay, so Lena's still Blade Lord in Warriors, because she starts unpromoted in her home game. And that sword looks interesting. Is that a Worm Slayer or something? Or is that what they've made the Soul Kataya look like in Kati? I need to look up how to pronounce those. But yeah, I'm actually kind of, like, surprised we only have 3 regular rares so far, because a lot of these super rares seem to have been at the start of the box. I think that this is still one of those sets where there is a guaranteed rare plus that could be a super rare plus per box. Is there any promoted Natashas in this set? I'm not sure. Oh, hey, there's Colum. Like, as far... I mean, Colum can be kind of a jerk, but as far as, like, overall design and, like, even character and just, like, general sort of concept for a First Thief, he always came across as one of the more memorable First Thief characters in the series to me. There's another Darius, unpromoted this time. That's a pretty cool-looking Val, although now that I think about it, this makes him look weirdly like Elvis Presley. Does anyone else see that? Like, this is just kind of Elvis Valbar to me. And then, okay, yeah, that is much more like the Cyrene I know from Sacred Stones. The other one just made her look too much like Pala, but this is definitely Cyrene. And that's a high normal. And there is Burning Dead Renea. Fixing that Frederick, and there's Punching in the Face Tiki. Oh, speaking of which... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This 101 plus X. This is a secret rare. Yeah, I actually don't know if this is, like, super valuable or anything as far as secret go. This is actually, yeah, a secret rare. And yeah, wait. Revenantomasta. Is that a new promotion for her from Warriors? But yeah, this, I believe, is a secret rare card. So I think that replaces the rare plus or super rare plus. I don't know. And I don't know if you can see it here. You might be able to just barely catch it. But the corners have, like, an embossed rose pattern to them on this card. This is another one of those types of cards where seeing just the static art really doesn't do it justice. So, yeah, this is a secret rare, so this is actually kind of a cool card to get. So that'll go over there. You can even see all the gold from a distance there. But I'm kind of exhausting most of the good cards in this box in the early sections. I don't think I'm even halfway through right now. So, yeah. Oh, hey, there's Loot. Loot is another character that I really like, although she got really stat screwed for me in my actual Sacred Stones playthrough. And there is another Rowan, I guess, to go with my, my super rare version. And yeah, that's more like the Namie that I know. It's kind of unfortunate that her looking all scared is like her default state, but kind of is. I mean, she does, like, end up kind of decent in Tower of Valmy and the Ruins if you train her. Oh, Randall's in this set too. I got confused, like, I thought that one of the Kyles was Randall, but, no, he's still in this set. And that's, Cyrene. That's new, though. That is a, Bow Knight. Bow Knight Leon. Oh, yeah, because, I don't know, you can see some moguls in the background. That's cool. But yeah, because Bow Knight's a promotion of Sniper in Echoes. And then that is that Great Knight, or is that... No, it's just Paladin, but that's promoted forward. The unpromoted forward didn't really have his ponytail, though. And there is Warriors Crom. I feel like I've seen this art of Crom quite a lot. Some people online might have used this, I don't know, but yeah, that would go with the... Yeah, I have 3 rare cards for the Warriors part of this set, and I only have 1 for Sacred... In fact, I don't have any Sacred Stone Super Rares, and only 1 rare, so I'm actually not getting a lot of luck with the actual Sacred Stones rare cards, which is interesting because they do take up half of the set, so you'd think the odds would be higher. There's Mirura. That's how it's written in Japanese, okay. Maybe it's... I think it's Mir, I don't know. Anyway, there's Nuns with Axes Lissa. There's La Rochelle. I did not comment on her last time. I actually, like, her voice in Heroes was not the voice actress I'd expect from her, but it was actually really fitting, so I like that. There's, that's a Cipher original character, Alice. And there's Elvis Valbar again. And there is the greatest warrior ever. And yeah, here is another example of a relatively plain 1 deployment cost version of a character being a high normal, while their promoted version is a normal. So yeah, it does feel like they make these cards rarer because that gives you the ability to make them the main character in your deck. Because yeah, you can't start with a promoted character as your main, you have to actually promote them up. And there is Forsyth, or just Force in Japanese. Oh, I forgot the Armor Knight class in FE2/Echoes is just called Armor in Japanese. I thought that was like a colloquial term that the fan translator was using, or if it's just text limitations in the fan translation. But no, it's actually what it's called. It's just called Armor. Okay, I did get another Sacred Stones rare. That's good. So this is Innes. Yeah, I called him Ainz throughout the entire Sacred Stones playthrough because I didn't know how it was pronounced because he hadn't come out in Heroes yet. But yeah, Innes I do think makes more sense, although it's spelled with an H in Japanese. Here's another card that I actually didn't comment on earlier. There's Ross. Is there I don't know if there's a promoted version of Ross in this set. Maybe it's a super rare, actually. Oh, that's Vanessa, yeah. And this is another one that, like, this isn't not an art style. Like, this art style looks a lot more like the Fire Emblem anime, so yeah, I'm not used to seeing Vanessa looking like that. This is definitely Seth, though. That's cool. I don't think Seth gets a super rare, though. It's kind of weird because I get the feeling that Seth is not actually as popular in Japan as he is in the West because he got a very bad treatment in Heroes as well. Like, I just get the feeling that he's not actually that well liked over there. That is Kamui. Oh, that's cool. That's, is that promoted? Yeah, that's Falcon Knight Cedar from Warriors. Yes, that is a high normal card. And there is, that's Dozler, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Dozura, yeah, it has the same name in Japanese. I still think this guy looks more like a Shining Force character than a Fire Emblem character. He looks kind of more like a dwarf than anything else, but he also has a really hilarious paired ending with La Rochelle, which is platonic, but it's amazing. Look it up if you haven't already seen it. And that is, that's just Sage Bowie. It's not like, oh, there's a super rare in this. Okay, again, we seem to be exhausting all of the good cards at the start of the pack. So, what is it? It is... Okay, finally a super rare from Sacred Stones. And it's Tana. I'm okay with that. That's cool. It's like she was always my favorite pairing for Ephraim, and I don't think that's a very popular option by a lot of people. I think most people prefer La Rochelle because it's funny, but I just like how they're childhood friends, and that she's also a childhood friend with Erica as well. But yeah, that is Tana as a super rare card. Is she using Vidofnir there? She might be. This art is also on the box, so there's that. There is Luthier. I love what the localization did with his name, by the way, because in Japanese, it's Ryuto. Ryut. Or, yeah. I don't really know what that could be. And then like, his sister, Delthea, who... Delthea is in this set, but I think she's a super rare. Oh, that's Recruit Amelia. So they even have, they have the trainee forms as well as just the regular unpromoted, and then... I don't know if Amelia gets a super rare in this set. I wouldn't be surprised if she did. But yep, there's Warrior's Crom. But yeah, because we probably won't be seeing Delphia in this set. In Japanese, her name is like Dyute, or like Dyute or something. And there's, pretty standard Ephraim, which, again, another case of a cost 1 version of a character being a high normal. And yeah, this is promoted Xander from Warriors, I think. Yeah, it says Norian King, which I think actually got localized as Crown Prince. But yeah, so that class that you see him in later Cipher sets is not actually exclusive to Cipher. Also, this is... One thing that I really like about this set is that we do get to see, like, very, like, fully detailed art of the monsters from Sacred Stones. And yeah, this is a really, like, scary but really great-looking Gorgon. So, yeah, I really like I love what Cipher does with the monsters from Sacred Stones. I just think it's really great. And that is Geireruru. Okay, that's what the class is called in Japanese. I think it's like, is it Skogul in English? It's the overclass version of Paladin, but yeah, that's Clive. Yeah. Another case where I really like what the localization did with the name, because technically his name is Klurb in Japanese. Just, I remember reading old guides of Gaiden where they were calling them Klee and Klurb. Yeah, these are mostly just cards we've seen before. Joshua, that again is a high normal. That's one we haven't seen before. Yeah, the first Luthia looked more like his Gaiden version. This looks more like his Echoes version. Did we have this Erica before? Oh no, we did, obviously, because I went over the support skills. And that is... Faye as an Enchantress, I think? No, as a Harrier. Yeah. With a very, very fan-servicey outfit, but, yeah, this is a card that I'm actually kind of surprised is not a super rare, given how much people would probably pay for it. But, yeah, that is Faye as a Harrier, and I am getting a surprising lack of Sacred Stones rare cards in this box. Shifting the camera over slightly so you can better see all of the rare cards. There is Sakura. There is Leon. Tana. Bowie. Elise. Alice. I don't think we had this one before, Promoted Vanessa. And we didn't have that one either, Promoted Natasha, who has a hat, because bishops in Sacred Stones look a little bit more like their FE6 sprites. Didn't have that one before either, Promoted Ryoma from Warriors. So that's a triple threat on high normals we didn't have before. And Ephraim, I feel like, yeah, this is an art I'm definitely familiar with. I know I've seen this one before. But yeah, regular rare Ephraim. Guess I'll start another stack of those. And there's a Rowan deck list for, yeah, making a Warriors deck, which is probably kind of easy to make because you can incorporate a variety of characters from different universes, since, you know, they'd all be colorless cards. Anyway, here is another Celica, Garrick, Mir or Mur, Rowan, Vanessa, Leon, Python, Actual Python, Darius, and oh yeah, here is Leon with the Demon King in the background. Necrom. Actually, what does it say that Leon's unpromoted class is? I'd be interested to know that. Aha, I expected as much. Leon's canonical unpromoted class is Shaman. A lot of people like to consider his Necromancer class as like an unofficial third-tier version of Druid. That or, you know, Nurgle's Dark Druid from FE7. So there's Kyle. There's Naomi, who I used to call Nemai for some reason. And I used to have kind of an obsession with her dying because she died in an early trailer of Sacred Stones that I watched, and I thought it was funny as a kid because my sister liked her a lot. Yeah, Kamui. There we go. There's a promoted Ross. What's that? That's Warrior Ross. Okay, I thought that looked more like Hero, honestly. But yeah. And that's a high normal, so that goes there. High normal Luthia. And another one of those cost 1 high normals. This time it's Liana. And okay, yeah, there is a better Garrett card in this set. And it's Hero Garrick. I know that the weird thing is I don't think I've ever tried out Ranger Garrick, even though it's probably technically better because it's mounted, but I just don't think it really fits him all that much. And Garrick's one of the few people who has the con to really be a hero. Oh, okay, I'm liking the bottom of this box. I love the way the world map from Sacred Stones looks, just the kind of musty parchment look to the art style of it. Just, I love a lot of things about Sacred Stones' art style. So basically, there should be a super rare in one of these last 2 packs. Anyway, Seth. I almost called him Seth for a second. Cyrene. Faye. Ford. Warriors Marth, Yuzu, Ross, Liana, Claire, and yeah, just a regular rare of Erica. So I guess I got both like the rares of the siblings. But, you know, given this is Sacred Stones' debut, they both get super rares in this set as well. So, yeah, they do get quite a lot of attention here. So, by process of elimination, unless the Camilla replaced one of the super rares, by process of elimination, this last pack should have a super rare in it. Because there are supposed to be 4 per box. But yeah, like I was saying, I think this Luthia is meant to be more of his Gaiden version. So I think his hair didn't quite look like that originally. Another one for, could potentially make a Spiders' deck. Recruit Amelia. There's a ship there in the harbour, so this implies this is the Erica route version of Amelia. Warriors Crom. Warriors Lyn. Leon. Rowan. Ephraim, and Forsyth, and... Okay, yeah, that is a little bit embossed. It doesn't look like it's a Sacred Stones card, though. Oh, it is, it's Loot, okay. Okay, that's cool. So this is my last super rare for this set, Loot. I'm okay with that. Loot's a pretty cool character overall, and I do like her, but, you know... If it weren't for the fact she didn't get horribly speed screwed in my Sacred Stones playthrough, she normally doesn't have speed that low for me, but that just had to happen. And Ross also gained, like, not a lot of speed, but that's kind of understandable because his speed growth is like, I think it's 35%, it's a little bit shaky. But yeah, here she is. And so that means that here are the rare cards for this batch. We have Tana and Loot from Sacred Stones, Conqueror Alm from Echoes, Rowan from Warriors, and the secret rare Camilla also from Warriors. So yeah, it's actually the expected distribution of super rares, 2 from Sacred Stones, 1 from the others, and then 1 secret, but yeah, that's still pretty cool. So yeah, anyway, that was the Sacred Stones box. I feel like I mostly got Warriors in it though, and this is great. I really like this. I'm definitely going to keep this part of the box. I've actually kept all of my boxes so far because I like the outside of these boxes. But that was Series 11 Glorious Twin Strike, and I will see you for the next series that I open.